What if I told you Caitlyn Clark isn't just returning to the WNBA this season? She's about to take over. Picture this, a player who just 1 year ago turned heads as a rookie phenom is now stepping back onto the hardwood as a force so formidable that the league might not know what hit it. After a rookie season where she made undeniable waves, Clark hasn't just rested on her laurels. She's come back stronger, smarter, and more dangerous than ever before. If you thought you'd seen the pinnacle of her potential last year, brace yourself, because what she's been cooking up in the offseason is nothing short of a basketball revolution. Coach Stephanie White, a veteran of the game with years of experience guiding elite talent, stood slack-jawed at training camp, utterly shocked by the metamorphosis Clark unveiled. Trust me when I say this, the Caitlyn Clark you once knew is gone. In her place stands Clark 2.0, a player reborn, retooled, and ready to rewrite the WNBA narrative. Let's rewind to her rookie year for a moment. Clark didn't just play, she electrified. She averaged an eye-popping 20 points per game, dished out 5 assists, and snatched 4 rebounds, all while steering the Indiana Fever to their first playoff appearance in years. She snagged the Rookie of the Year award without breaking a sweat, earned a spot on the All-Star roster, and even landed on the All-WNBA first team, a feat unheard of for most first-year players. Analysts raved, fans chanted her name, and opponents scrambled to figure her out. But that was merely the opening act. This offseason, Clark didn't just tweak her game, she overhauled it. She hit the gym with a vengeance, studied film like a scholar, and emerged with a physical presence and skill set that's left everyone buzzing. The expectations for the season? Sky high. Fans are clamoring for more, analysts are predicting MVP-caliber play, and the Fever faithful are dreaming of a championship run. Coach White, who's coached MVPs and champions, couldn't hide her astonishment. "I knew she was special," White said, shaking her head. "But this is something else entirely." Buckle up, because Clark 2.0 isn't just here to play, she's here to dominate, and the WNBA better be ready for the storm that's coming. Caitlyn Clark didn't just step into the WNBA, she stormed in like a tornado tearing through a quiet town. Drafted first overall by the Indiana Fever in a moment that sent shockwaves through the basketball world, she wasted no time announcing her arrival. Her debut game was a masterpiece. 25 points, 7 assists, and a victory over the defending champion Las Vegas Aces. The crowd erupted, social media exploded, and the league took notice. This wasn't just another rookie. This was a generational talent staking her claim. Throughout her inaugural season, Clark dazzled with her sharp shooting, her court vision, and her fearless swagger. She torched defenses with 20 points per game, becoming the first rookie in WNBA history to pair that scoring average with 5 assists. She broke records left and right, from most three-pointers made by a rookie to most double-doubles by a first-year guard. By season's end, she'd led the Fever to the playoffs, earning a chorus of accolades and cementing her status as one of the game's brightest stars. But brilliance doesn't come without battles. Clark's rookie year wasn't all highlight reels and victory laps. The WNBA is a brutal proving ground, and she faced its full force. The relentless physicality of veteran defenders, the suffocating pressure of sky-high expectations, and the steep learning curve of professional ball. Early on, she struggled with turnovers, sometimes coughing up the ball under double teams or misreading complex defenses. Her defense, too, drew scrutiny as quicker guards exploited her inexperience. Yet, Clark didn't flinch. She hit the film room hard, breaking down her mistakes with surgical precision. She sought out advice from Fever vets, absorbing their wisdom like a sponge. She grinded in practice, turning weaknesses into weapons. By the playoffs, she was a different player, more poised, more polished, more punishing. That season was her foundation, her starting point. But this offseason, it wasn't about maintaining that level, it was about shattering it. Coach White walked into training camp expecting the same electrifying talent she'd coached last year. What she got instead was a player who'd transformed every facet of her game, leaving White, and the rest of us, speechless. The moment Caitlyn Clark stepped onto the court for training camp, jaws dropped. This wasn't just a player in better shape. This was a whole new athlete, sculpted from determination and sweat. Gone was the lean rookie frame that defenders once jostled with ease. In its place stood a powerhouse, bulked up with serious muscle that radiated strength and intent. Her upper body, now chiseled with definition, makes it impossible for opponents to nudge her off her spot. She's an immovable object on offense and a brick wall on defense. But the transformation didn't stop there. Clark redefined her entire physique, from head to toe. Her lower body, packed with newfound power, propels her with explosive speed and jaw-dropping agility. She's not just faster, she's a freight train with finesse, capable of bursting past defenders or soaring for rebounds with a vertical leap that turns heads. Last season, physicality was Clark's kryptonite. Defenders muscled her off her drives, bumped her off her jumpers, and wore her down with relentless contact. Now, she's flipped the script. Clark is the one dishing out the punishment, barreling through defenders like they're paper walls. She finishes at the rim with authority, think layups through traffic and ones over outstretched arms, and dunks if the WNBA rims allowed it. Her training regimen must have been brutal. Picture her in the weight room, hoisting barbells for squats and deadlifts to build that leg power, grinding through bench presses and pull-ups to forge her upper body strength. Plyometrics likely played a role, box jumps, sprints, and lateral drills to sharpen her quickness. Add in core work, planks, Russian twists, medicine ball slams, and you've got a recipe for the athletic marvel she's become. On defense, she's a menace, using her size to body up wings and her speed to chase down guards. This isn't just a glow-up, it's a total reinvention, and it's terrifying for anyone who dares to guard her. Clark didn't just bulk up, she layered her game with skills so refined they'd make a veteran blush. Start with her mid-range shooting, which has gone from solid to spectacular. Last season, defenses sagged off her, daring her to shoot inside the arc while clogging the paint and chasing her off the three-point line, where she was a certified assassin, hitting 38% from deep. This year, she's turned that strategy into a trap. Clark's mid-range game is now a thing of beauty. She stops on a dime, rises up with perfect form, and drains jumpers with a smoothness that's almost unfair. Her quick release, honed through countless reps, leaves defenders lunging too late. She's hitting pull-ups at a clip that rivals the league's best, turning 15-footers into automatic buckets. If you close out too hard, she'll pump fake, sidestep, and bury you anyway. Then there's the floater, a weapon she barely flashed last season but now wields with surgical precision. Picture this. Clark drives into the lane, sees a big lurking at the rim, and instead of forcing a contested layup, she lofts a soft, arcing floater over their fingertips. It's a high IQ move, born from hours of drills under Coach White's watchful eye, and it's made her offense unpredictable. Defenses can't guess her next move. Will she pull up, float it, or dish to a cutter? Her ball handling's leveled up too. Tighter crossovers, slick hesitations, and a devastating step back that creates space like magic. But the real game changer? Her ability to read defenses in real time. White's been schooling her on pick-and-roll reads, gap exploitation, and help side rotations. Clark's response has been to torch training camp drills, dissecting schemes with a veteran's poise. She's no longer just a shooter. She's a complete offensive juggernaut, and the WNBA's about to feel her full arsenal. The skill upgrades are dazzling, but Clark's growth as a leader might be her most impressive leap yet. She's always been the Fever's face, the rookie who carried a franchise on her back. Now, she's its undisputed floor general, a maestro conducting the offense with confidence and command. Coach White saw the potential early, pushing Clark to shed any lingering rookie timidity. Be vocal, White urged. Own this team. Clark took it to heart. She's barking calls, directing traffic, and rallying her squad with a presence that belies her age. In film sessions, she's side by side with White, poring over footage, dissecting defensive alignments, pinpointing weaknesses, plotting attacks. She's not just executing plays, she's designing them, controlling tempo, and elevating everyone around her. Off the court, Clark's leadership shines brighter still. She's mentoring rookies, sharing insights from her own whirlwind year. She's in the gym first, outlast, setting a tone of relentless work ethic. In the locker room, her voice carries weight, calm yet firm, inspiring teammates to match her fire. On the floor, she's the heartbeat of the Fever's attack, threading no-look passes, demanding hustle, and making split-second decisions that turn chaos into points. Take a playoff game last season. Down by 10, Clark called a timeout huddle, mapped out a play, and then drained a dagger 3 to spark a comeback. That's who she is now, a leader who doesn't just shine but ignites. The Fever aren't just her team, they're her army, and she's ready to lead them into battle. Clark's not flying solo anymore. The Fever's roster upgrades have turned her supporting cast into a dream team. Enter Diana Boner, a sharpshooting guard who's averaged 15 points per game across her career, with a silky 40% from 3. Then there's Natasha Howard, a versatile forward posting 12 points and 8 rebounds a night, a rebounding machine who can stretch the floor or bang in the post. These aren't just role players, they're game changers, and they've given Clark the breathing room she craved. Last season, defenses swarmed her, doubling her on every touch. Now, with Boner sniping from deep and Howard commanding the paint, opponents face a dilemma. Focus on Clark and leave shooters open, or guard the perimeter and let her carve them up. The result? A Fever offense that's morphed from predictable to chaotic, in the best way. Spacing is pristine, with Boner pulling defenders wide and Howard rolling hard to the rim. Movement's constant, cuts, screens, flares, keeping defenses scrambling. Clark's thriving in this ecosystem, her vision unlocking teammates with precision passes. She's averaging more assists in camp, finding open looks with ease. The chemistry's clicking too. Late-night film sessions, pickup games, team dinners. It's forged a unit that plays like they've been together for years. Clark's the catalyst, but Boner and Howard are the amplifiers, and together, they're poised to make the Fever a contender, and Clark a superstar in a system built to maximize her brilliance. Clark's got a chip on her shoulder the size of Indiana, and she's wielding it like a weapon. The doubters have been loud since day one. She's just a shooter, they sneered. Can't lead a team to a title. Her defense is suspect. Last season was a fluke. Every critique, every whisper, every hot take, it's fuel for her fire. Critics pointed to her 3.5 turnovers per game as a rookie, her occasional struggles guarding elite guards, her late-game misses in tight contests. They questioned if her success was sustainable, if she'd wilt under playoff pressure or fade against the league's grizzled vets. Clark heard it all, and she's answering with action. Every gym session's a rebuttal. Extra shooting reps to silence the consistency snipers, defensive drills to shut down the skeptics, film study to outsmart the cynics. She's not just tweaking her game, she's rewriting the narrative. Her work ethic's legendary. Teammates talk of her midnight workouts, her relentless pursuit of perfection. In camp, she's already clamping guards, forcing turnovers, and hitting clutch shots in scrimmages. The chip's not just motivation, it's her edge. She's proving she's not a one-trick pony, but a franchise cornerstone, a leader who'll drag the Fever to glory. The doubters? They're running out of ammo, and Clark's just getting started. Clark's got a chip on her shoulder the size of Indiana, and she's wielding it like a weapon. The doubters have been loud since day one. She's just a shooter, they sneered. Can't lead a team to a title. Her defense is suspect. Last season was a fluke. Every critique, every whisper, every hot take, it's fuel for her fire. Critics pointed to her 3.5 turnovers per game as a rookie, her occasional struggles guarding elite guards, her late-game misses in tight contests. They questioned if her success was sustainable, if she'd wilt under playoff pressure or fade against the league's grizzled vets. Clark heard it all, and she's answering with action. Every gym session's a rebuttal. Extra shooting reps to silence the consistency snipers, defensive drills to shut down the skeptics, film study to outsmart the cynics. She's not just tweaking her game, she's rewriting the narrative. Her work ethic's legendary. Teammates talk of her midnight workouts, her relentless pursuit of perfection. In camp, she's already clamping guards, forcing turnovers, and hitting clutch shots in scrimmages. The chip's not just motivation, it's her edge. She's proving she's not a one-trick pony, but a franchise cornerstone, a leader who'll drag the Fever to glory. The doubters? They're running out of ammo, and Clark's just getting started. What does this all mean for the WNBA? It means Caitlyn Clark isn't just a name to watch. She's a force you can't contain. The physical overhaul, the skill explosion, the leadership surge, it's a perfect storm, and it's barreling toward the league with unstoppable momentum. Coach White's built a system that's Clark's playground. Fast-paced, spread out, tailor-made for her to shred defenses and showcase her genius. The competition's fierce. Think Las Vegas Aces with Aya Wilson's ferocity, Seattle Storm with Jewel Lloyd's firepower, New York Liberty with Breanna Stewart's versatility. But Clark's ready. She's eyeing matchups with a predator's gleam, plotting how she'll dismantle each rival with her retooled game. Picture the headlines. Clark drops 40 on champs. Fever upset top seed behind Clark's triple-double. She's gunning for records. Most points by a second-year player, most assists in a season, maybe even an MVP trophy to cap it off. Her impact won't just be stats. It'll be seismic, shifting the Fever from playoff hopefuls to title threats, inspiring a new wave of fans, redefining what a guard can do. Clark 2.0 isn't here to compete. She's here to conquer, and the WNBA's throne is in her sights. The final showdown's coming, and it's going to be a spectacle you won't forget. What does this all mean for the WNBA? It means Caitlyn Clark isn't just a name to watch. She's a force you can't contain. The physical overhaul, the skill explosion, the leadership surge, it's a perfect storm, and it's barreling toward the league with unstoppable momentum. Coach White's built a system that's Clark's playground. Fast-paced, spread out, tailor-made for her to shred defenses and showcase her genius. The competition's fierce. Think Las Vegas Aces with Aya Wilson's ferocity, Seattle Storm with Jewel Lloyd's firepower, New York Liberty with Breanna Stewart's versatility. But Clark's ready. She's eyeing matchups with a predator's gleam, plotting how she'll dismantle each rival with her retooled game. Picture the headlines. Clark drops 40 on champs. Fever upset top seed behind Clark's triple-double. She's gunning for records. Most points by a second-year player, most assists in a season, maybe even an MVP trophy to cap it off. Her impact won't just be stats. It'll be seismic, shifting the Fever from playoff hopefuls to title threats, inspiring a new wave of fans, redefining what a guard can do. Clark 2.0 isn't here to compete. She's here to conquer, and the WNBA's throne is in her sights. The final showdown's coming, and it's going to be a spectacle you won't forget. So, where does this leave us? Caitlyn Clark's not just back. She's better, bolder, and built to lead the Indiana Fever to the WNBA summit. Her transformation's total. A body rebuilt for battle, skills sharpened to a razor's edge, leadership forged in fire, all backed by a team ready to ride her wave. Is she the one to hoist the trophy, to silence the skeptics, to etch her name among the greats? I say yes, but what about you? Drop your take in the comments. Can Clark carry the Fever to the top? Hit that like button if you're hyped, subscribe for more, and turn on notifications so you don't miss a second of her journey. Clark 2.0's here, and the WNBA's never seen anything like her.